Hello again, and welcome to the Prince Magnum channel. This is another edition of Sober Talk. It's been too long since we've done Sober Talk, and as the title suggests, I'm going to talk about my first time going to Eastern area. It's been a long time since I've talked about this story, and it's now my second most favorite story of my time in Alcoholics Anonymous. Let me take you back to when I had shortly after I made 3 years sober. What happened was that I I put in my 3 years, and I was a member of the Noon Topic group, and someone got the idea that maybe I should be the alternate GSR for the group. So I got approached about it, and I said, well, I won't do it unless the group votes on it. What if someone else wants the spot too? I don't want to edge them out for their chance too at service. And she's like, well, that's understandable, that's commendable. So the next group, Conscience, I got voted in, and they're like, okay, you got to go to Eastern area that day. I said, Eastern area? Yeah, Eastern area assembly. I was like, all right, cool. And so I rode with one of the sweetest ladies I ever met in the program, Pat B. She rode with her and another at that time, another GSR, and we went up, and I got to hang out and do all the eventful stuff. Well, later in the day, and this is where the story really gets good, I got they were having these share sessions, and it was 3 different topics, and the first one I kind of sat there, and just listened. I thought it would just be really wise if I just listened, and someone, then they went over to the next topic, and and the second one I remember because of what ended up happening is how do you help a newcomer, whether they're different, whether it's race, religion, sexual orientation, ethnic background, how do you help them feel comfortable in the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous? And I sat there and I kind of shifted around in my seat and everything, and it was really kind of cool, because I knew I could talk on it, but I was too scared to. There was a lot of people there, and I heard people say a lot of good things, and I'm sitting there shifting around. Well, a friend of mine, that I got paired up with, who had been doing assemblies for years, she's like, why don't you go on up to the mic? And I'm like, no, I'm just gonna listen. And then she says, go up to the mic. I'm like, no, I'm just going to sit here and listen. I'm cool. And then she's like, will you get your, butt up to the mic? She didn't quite say it that nice, but she's like, get your butt up to the mic. I'm like, all right, you really want me to go? Yes, you go now, please. So I went up, and I leaned over, and I said my name and my group. And all, I said my name, everyone said hi. I said, I'm the alternate GSR Noon Topic group, Park Hills, Missouri, District 6. And at that moment, the clock started, and we were really only allowed to talk for 2 minutes, and we'll get to that in a minute. And I said, when I got into Alcoholics Anonymous, I said, I wasn't, very typical. I said, that's pretty commonplace for us to not think that we're typical. And I said, but, when I came in, I had long black hair, all black clothes, and wearing purple lipstick and black nail polish. And my hair was down, my long hair was down, and I was wearing all black clothes. And I looked down and went, oh crap, some things haven't changed. Whole room just busted up laughing. And I was like, all right, let's get real. I said, when one of the first things that somebody said to me in a meeting was, one of the things that one of the old-timers said was, we don't care if you're from jail or Yale, if you have a problem with alcohol, you're in the right place. Another old-timer said, it doesn't matter if you were puking in the gutter or puking on the Persian, if it's puking as a result of your alcoholism, you're in the right place. I said, so, they accepted me despite, this is not something you typically see in little bitty Park Hills, Missouri. I said, but they accepted me with open arms still. I said, let's fast forward. It's been over 3 years. I said, and when I see a newcomer come in, I said, I don't care what makes them different. I don't care what, I don't care what makes them, different. I care if they have a problem with alcohol, because we need the newcomers, and for a couple different reasons. Number one, who's going to take over for us after we're gone and keep this alive and well, keep this thing going, for our loved ones after we're gone, whether it's a family member or just a friend. I said, who's going to keep it going for our loved ones? And two, and probably the most important is, I need the newcomer. When I hear their story, it reminds me of where I once was. And even, I'm an alcoholic. I don't know about the rest of you, but I forget my pain. And if I forget the pain that it took for me to get into the program, I will drink again. Even after 3 years, I'm still trying to save my own bacon. That's why we're here today, is to try to figure out a way that we can all stay sober and help someone who's suffering just as much as we are. And then I said, with all of that being said, if nobody's told you that they love you, my real name, God bless you and have a happy 24. The whole room just erupted in applause. I mean, it took me another few minutes to get back. They actually let me go over my 2-minute time limit. And it took me a good little bit to get back to my seat, because people were high-fiving me, hugging me, shaking my hands. And there were a couple of people, patted me on the back so hard I thought I was going to go home with bruises. And my girlfriend at that time, I thought she was going to think I was out cheating on her or something like that, It was just really, what does this have to do, with sobriety? I mean, it almost sounds like I'm tooting my own horn from this whole experience. Well, I'm going to tell you the honest-to-goodness truth. At that point in time, I didn't feel I had done anything special. I hadn't done anything. And in many ways, I was actually talking myself into going back to drinking. And because of this one little bitty moment, there's been a lot of dark times in my life. If you've been watching the channel as of recent, I'm going through an awful lot. Well, it's moments like this that I'm able to tap into and hang on to, because it was positive moments. One of the things that I'll tell you here on Sober Talk, here on the Prince Magnum channel, is if you're in recovery, go out and make memories, because those memories might be the one thing that keeps you from going back and drinking. And if it hadn't been for this one moment in time, I don't think I believe that I honestly would have went back to drinking. So this one little moment was really delightful, because it helped me stay in the program. And it was one of those defining moments that I honestly understood what Sober Man had been telling me for so long. And one of the things he kept telling me is, you have arrived. Well, I knew what he meant then. I had arrived where I belonged, and I found my home. And because of that, I'm able to do what I do today and be the person that I believe I'm supposed to be. So that's where we're at in all of this. I'll go ahead and just end it as I always do. I think it speaks for itself, and that is, if nobody's told you that they love you today, Prince Magnum does. God bless you, and have a happy 24. Thank you.